Hello, I'm Troy Rafferty. Welcome to the People's Voice. We are here in sunny Orlando at the Florida Justice Association Convention. It's been a great event, very informative, very fun, and so we hope if you are in Orlando, you are attending the conference or coming to the dinners and the lunches. I am thrilled and privileged to have with me as a guest on the show Shannon Snedaker from Snedaker Law.
Yes, thank you.
So tell a little bit about you.
Oh, that's a loaded question. Well, I'm Shannon Snedaker. I'm a personal injury attorney here in Orlando, Florida. My office is in Lake Mary, firm Snedaker Law. I represent people who've been injured in any sort of accident. And aside from that, I'm a mom and a wife and have a lot of children that keep me very, very busy.
That's a lot.
Yes.
That's a lot on your plate.
Yes.
So how do you balance that? How do you balance work? Because being a trial lawyer, as you know, and I know, is a very taxing and stressful profession and time consuming. So how do you balance all of that?
I don't know if you can ever truly balance it. I mean, some days I feel like I'm a rock star trial attorney, and some days I feel like I'm a rock star mom. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure it flips on some days where it's the opposite. But I think the most important thing is that you have to really compartmentalize. I know you know when you leave a hard day of work or something doesn't go your client's way or it's a difficult client, you have to be able to shut it off and transition into life at home and not carry that with you. So I think you have to be really good at compartmentalizing.
So talk to everybody about what it is, what it's like, and some of the challenges it's like, because it's a male-dominated profession. Let's just be honest. Okay, let's call a spade a spade. Yeah. So talk about some of the challenges of being a female trial lawyer. Obviously, you talked a little bit about being a mom too, but I'm spoiled. Okay, I don't. It's a male-dominated profession. Yes. So, but talk about some of the challenges that you've had.
You're right. It is male-dominated for sure. I mean, I think you look around most of the billboards, it's white males in a suit, or the commercials, same thing. So I think that gives the public a perception that an attorney should be that. So right away, I'm already a step behind, but I have learned through my years and just life experience that I have to use what I got, and people are going to underestimate me, and people are going to think I don't know what I'm doing, and they'll learn as they work
pretty
with
quickly
me
that's not right.
That's not right, and I'm not for everybody. Right. So just like you're probably not for everybody either. So I will speak to who I speak to. People will trust me if they trust me, and I know that I'm going to do good work.
So we were talking before the show about some of the work you've done and some of the work you're doing, and one of the things we have in common is we were both working on human trafficking cases.
Yes.
And so talk a little bit about that, how you got involved in it, why it's a passion of yours.
So I got into that. I was actually asked of a mutual colleague of ours who's very passionate about human trafficking. She asked me to co-counsel some cases with her. And I mean, I don't think you can have a case that you become more passionate about than the human trafficking. When you meet with the survivors, they're survivors, not victims of human trafficking, and the life that they went through. It's opened my eyes, especially in our backyard of Orlando. I think Orlando's number 3 in the country for human trafficking, and it's happening all over at local hotels. And just hearing the stories of the survivors, it's just so moving, and it makes you want to fight for them and get some sort of justice for them.
So, one of the things that when I got involved in handling some of the I call them anti-human trafficking cases, I was amazed at how prevalent it is and how it's happening in every city and town. I mean, my office and my home is in Pensacola, Florida. It's happening right now as we're sitting here talking.
Right.
In Pensacola, Florida. It's happening in every city, in every county, all over the country. And it is amazing that the prevalence of it, but also the severity of it. And people think it only happens in Las Vegas, Orlando, Atlanta. You know, the Atlanta airport is is rampant with it. All the Atlanta airport hotels, as you know. But talk a little bit about what that means. Like, how are we going to stop this epidemic of human trafficking?
Right. Well, I mean, at least in Orlando, it definitely needs to stop with the hotels. That's the big place that traffickers take their victims. That's where they do their drug dealing, and the hotels really need to start cracking down, and we need more laws to hold them accountable.
So yeah, because one of the things about holding people responsible, obviously the traffickers are evil people
Yes.
and criminals. The Johns are evil and criminals. But the fact of the matter is this is allowed to happen by large corporations who turn a blind eye, and there are a lot of telltale signs about what is going on when an older man checks into a hotel with a young girl, asks for a room next to the staircase, so they can bring the Johns up, asks them not to do linen service or just give us extra towels, no maid service, no nothing, so that nobody sees it. So, but are there other aspects? Are there other companies? The hotels obviously are a key to this, because if they don't have a venue, they can't commit the crime.
Yes,
So,
and that's what they're using. I mean, there's a lot of great law enforcement already out there that are well versed in human trafficking, but I definitely think there needs to be more of a push from them as well to recognize the signs, especially when the victims of human trafficking are being used by the traffickers, and they're planting drugs on them, and then these women are getting arrested for the crimes of their traffickers, and law enforcement might not be aware that that's what's actually going on and intervening.
yeah, and the other thing that shocked me was how they're advertising, and it's so, once again, I hate using the same word over and over, but prevalent in terms of the advertising, like how these traffickers are able to get to the Johns.
Right.
It's incredible to me. Well, I've got a phrase that I use in my office that we take causes, not cases. You obviously are living that as well.
Yes.
And so I think we need to do more of that, where it's causes. And you obviously are very passionate about it. And I'm just happy to have you here on the show.
Yes.
So thank you for being here.
Thank you.